Good afternoon. Welcome to Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa for game number 4 of the 2021 OCAA Men's Baseball Championships. Coming up in just a moment's time, it'll be the St. Clair Saints against the Durham Lords. First action of the season, or of the playoffs for the St. Clair Saints, the champions of the OCAA West Division. They will be the home team in this game, and they are wearing their white jerseys, and they have just taken the field. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs, as we have just got the lineups a short time ago, so that's why we're a few moments getting on the air here. And also, too, people would have been expecting to see this game start at 1:30 as scheduled, but the previous game between the Humber Hawks and the Seneca Sting went over a little bit, and they didn't end until a little after 1:30. So this game is scheduled for a 2:15 start a couple minutes from now. So what we're looking at here, Jake, is a St. Clair team that went 12-2, tops in the OCAA. They won the division, and they come in here on a real hot streak, although they did split the 2 games against Durham this year.
Yeah, you know what? It's happy to be out here. This game is going to be an absolute killer. St. Clair is certainly one of the powerhouses of the league with them and Humber, and I think you could also include Durham up there within at least like the top 4. St. Clair is not throwing their ace today, not Cam O'Reilly, but truly still another fantastic pitcher in Aiden Ryan, who is a hard-throwing righty.
So let's set up the defense for St. Clair here quickly. Aiden Ryan will be the starting pitcher, as you mentioned, Jake. Henry Rial is the catcher. First base is Colin Robinson. Carter Wray at second. Josh Anderson at short. Enoch Watts at third. And in the outfield, it is Patrick Kibble in left, Spencer Morin in center, and Hunter Appleyard in right field. The leadoff batter for the Durham Lords in this game will be Griffin Oliver, the shortstop. He comes into this game. He's been pretty much the leadoff hitter all season long for the Durham Lords, and a veteran player, was part of the 2019 team that won the silver medal at the OCAA Championships here in Oshawa. So we're ready to go. And just before the game, there were some presentations. We'll tell you about that later on as Griffin Oliver looks at strike 1 from Aiden Ryan, and we're underway at 2:15. Oliver bats from the left side. Where's jersey number 6? The Durham Lords in their green jerseys, St. Clair Saints in white. Here's the 0-1. Pitch taken, strike 2.
2 quick strikes there from Ryan there. Really going after the DC hitters right away.
Ryan is ready with the 0-2. Oliver is set. He will take a ball, 1-2.
That was a great spot there, that 0-2. Just up out of the strike zone, just a hair up.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Oliver grounds that to second. It's going to be a play at first, and coming in to get it is Carter Wray. He scoops it up, throws it to Colin Robinson for the first out of the game. So Griffin Oliver is retired, and that will bring up Tyler Chong. He's the second baseman for the Durham Lords. He was the OCAA Rookie of the Year. Durham Lords were 7-7 in the regular season. St. Clair was 12-2, but they did split the 2 games that they played against each other in Windsor. As Chong pops that one to the right side, it might be a play for Colin Robinson, and he's got it as Chong fouls out to the right side and quickly 2 out. And that'll bring up first baseman Palmer Cruikshank, also a member of the 2019 Lords team that finished winning the silver medal at this championship 2 years ago. They lost the championship to the Humber Hawks, but the Lords did go on to win the national championship that year and eliminated the Hawks the following weekend in the national championships. 2 out quickly, and here's Cruikshank, takes ball 1 from Aiden Ryan. In those 2 games in Windsor back in early October, here's the 1-0 pitch. It's low, 2-0. The Lords won the first game of the doubleheader 16-12 in a crazy offensive barrage by both teams, and the St. Clair Saints won the second game 15-5. Cruikshank pulls that one foul, and it's out of play on the left side, 2-1.
Cruikshank just a hair ahead of Ryan's pitch there. Got to sit back on that one.
Before the game, the St. Clair Saints were presented with their major awards in the OCAA this year, including Cameron O'Reilly, who was Pitcher of the Year, and they had 4 All-Stars. We'll name those in just a moment. Here's the 2-1. Gets away, 3-1. Cruikshank ahead now in the count. The other All-Stars, the All-Stars for the St. Clair Saints were Cameron O'Reilly, Henry Rowell, the catcher, Colin Robinson at first, and shortstop Josh Anderson. 3-1 to Cruikshank. Takes it, and it's ball 4. So a base runner now with 2 out for Durham, and that will bring up the third baseman, number 21, Cruz Lopez. Lords advanced to this game last night, or late yesterday afternoon, with a 6-4 win over the Fanshawe Falcons to eliminate Fanshawe from the tournament. St. Clair had a bye in the first round because they were the number 1 team winning the OCAA West Championship this year with a 12-2 record. So Cruikshank's at first. Aiden Ryan ready for Lopez. That first pitch is fouled away for strike 1. The winner of this game will face the Humber Hawks tonight. The loser of this game will face the Seneca Sting at approximately 4:30 or 5 o'clock, depending on the timing of this game. That will be an elimination game, the loser of this game against Seneca. Lopez pops that one up. It's to the left side and will land on the roof of the third base dugout, and the Durham Lords are in the third base dugout, which they normally aren't in this field. Normally they are on the first base side as the home team. This is the home park of the Durham Lords, as you can see on the screen. It says Home of the Lords on the right field wall. The St. Clair Saints, of course, play at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. 0-2 to Cruz Lopez. That pitch, again, fouled out of play, and the count remains 0-2.
Yeah, good fight there. That pitch was just a little too nice 0-2 there from Ryan.
Runner at first, 2 out, nobody, no runs in yet for Durham here in the top of the first inning, just underway. Lopez fouls yet another one off. Count is still 0-2. Palmer Cruikshank is the Durham base runner at first base. He walked. If Lopez is able to reach, it will be the catcher, Josh Arce. Lopez is ready, so is Aiden Ryan. The right-hander deals. Pitch is outside, 1-2. Left-handed batter Lopez is ready. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is over. So the Durham Lords, no runs. There was a walk, 1 runner left on base. There were no errors. We've played half an inning. It is Durham, no score, and the St. Clair Saints coming to bat. So we'll go to the bottom of the first inning here. St. Clair Saints coming to bat in a scoreless game. And we'll set the Durham Lords defense for you here as they come on to the field, as you can see on the left side of your screen. Durham in the green jerseys. Pitcher today will be Ryan Mattis. A little bit more with them in just a moment. We'll talk with him about, talk to Jake about that. Ryan Mattis is the pitcher. Josh Arce will be the catcher. First base is Palmer Cruikshank. Second base, Tyler Chong, OCAA Rookie of the Year. Griffin Oliver is the shortstop. Cruz Lopez is at third. In the outfield, Landon Bentley is in left, Cam Lugtenberg in center, and Wendell Johnson in right. More or less the same lineup for the Durham Lords this afternoon as they had last night in their game against Fanshawe. So let's talk about Ryan Mattis, right-handed pitcher, and had a pretty good season.
Yeah, he really did. It's just, I believe this is his first season with the Lords here, and one of the prime pickups by Darryl Reed and the Lords. This guy is really considered the number 2 guy for the Lords, right behind starter Jason Krause, who went yesterday against the Falcons. But I think a very tall order for him to go up against such a strong team as the Saints, but also as well, he's going to have the job of trying to make sure he's going to go as long as possible for having handed over to the bullpen as Durham has a strong offensively, but, is a little bit weaker in terms of in-depth pitching.
Lords were only had to use the one pitcher yesterday, a complete game by Jason Krause, so they didn't have to dig into the bullpen yesterday, and Mattis will lead things off here on the mound for Durham. St. Clair this year was the highest scoring team in the league with 172 runs scored. They had 36 doubles, 146 RBI, so they led the league with a batting average of .383 as a team. They have a lot of talent, and St. Clair will send up Carter Wray, the second baseman, to lead things off against Ryan Mattis. Right-handed batter. And the first pitch is taken for a strike from Ryan Mattis. Carter Wray will take strike 2 from Ryan Mattis. Quickly ahead, 0-2.
Carter Wray, maybe not the strongest bat in the St. Clair lineup. However, he does have a pretty significant amount of speed. Tied for second on the St. Clair Saints this year.
And he will pop that ball up high to the right side. In the wind, it is blowing strongly to the right side. Palmer Crookshank seemed to be behind it, but the wind is blowing very strongly to the right side, and he is not able to come up with it, so it lands harmlessly as a foul ball, and the count remains 0-2. Let's talk about the wind conditions. We have good playing conditions here as far as the sky goes. No threat of rain whatsoever. It is cool and it is breezy, and that wind is blowing to right field and towards the first baseline from the north.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot better than when we first started this morning.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. It is high to Carter Wray, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to the St. Clair leadoff hitter. Again, Durham did not score in the top of the first. St. Clair, this is their first batter of the game. Here's the 1-2, and that hits Carter Wray. So it's a hit batter. That came up high and tight to Carter Wray, and he tosses his batting gloves aside and will run down to first base. So it's the leadoff batter is on for St. Clair, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Josh Anderson, one of the 4 St. Clair Saints OCAA All-Stars this year, and he's from Ajax. So this is, and he played for the Oshawa Legionnaires during the summertime, so he's very familiar with this ballpark. This is like home to him. First pitch from Mattis is high for ball 1. Carter Wray is the base runner at first. Anderson the batter. Count is 1-0. Squares to bunt, takes for a ball, and it's 2-0. St. Clair Saints looking to strike first here in the ball game. We're in the bottom of the first. The count is 2-0 to Josh Anderson. That pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1. Two and one pitch is high. Runner goes down to second. The throw comes down, and it gets away from the shortstop, Griffin Oliver, as that ball was in the dirt, and Carter Wray is in there with the stolen base. Carter Wray got a great jump on that pitch.
Yeah, he really did. He was kind of, there's not really a whole lot of mixed timing from Mattis there, and he was just perfectly able to go with it.
So it's 3-1 now to Josh Anderson. Ryan Mattis' pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Anderson this year batted .436. He led the Saints in on-base percentage at .600. Here's the 3-2. Pop to the right side, foul and out of play, and the count remains full. St. Clair with a runner in scoring position. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first.
You're looking up and down St. Clair lineup, even 1 through 9. The on-base percentage and just the average on itself is just frightening to any opposing team.
The 3-2 pitch is hit hard to right field. And it is caught. A brilliant catch in right field by Wendell Johnson. That ball was tailing away from him because of the strong wind, and he snow-coned it, kept it in his glove. Big out, although it does advance Carter Wray to third base. So the Saints have a runner at third now with 1 out. Colin Robinson, another OCAA All-Star, first baseman for the Saints, power hitter, and a chance to put his team up in front here in the bottom of the first inning. Mattis is ready. First pitch is low for ball 1.
Robinson is a huge power threat here. 3 home runs this season. Big man batting from the right side.
That pitch is high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Colin Robinson. .333 average on the season. 12 runs batted in. And he's ahead in the count here, 2-0, and he's got a runner at third base in Carter Wray. That pitch is low for ball 3. Three and 0. Mattis is ready. The pitch is wide. Ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk. So Robinson didn't get a chance to even swing the bat there. He goes down to first. And the Saints have runners at the corners now for the catcher. Henry Reel will be the batter. Another of the St. Clair Saints All-Stars. Led the team in average at .475 and only 3 points behind Stephen Rebecca of Humber for the overall lead in the OCAA. So he was very close second in batting. Led the team in RBI, hits, runs, doubles, and slugging at .800.
Yeah, that's the slugging at .800 is the thing that stands out to me. That right there is just on its own, just in the category. That is crazy.
Carter Wray is the runner at third. Colin Robinson is the runner at first. 1 out here, bottom of the first inning. No score between St. Clair and Durham. There's a strike. Real looks at that strike. Came in at the knees, and the count is 1-1. Lord's looking for a double play maybe to get out of the inning. Here's the 1-1. That ball is hit to short. Griffin Oliver's got it, throws it to second, on to first, and they do not turn the double play. Almost got it. Palmer Crookshank tried to stretch for it, but it is a fielder's choice. Ground out, and the Saints now lead it 1-0. So Real with the RBI as Wray comes in to score. 1-0 St. Clair.
Bringing up one of the strongest hitters in all of the OCAA, Riley Briggs. On base percentage, just a touch below .800.
Snap back throw down to first, and Real is back in. Briggs is the DH in this game for the St. Clair Saints. They lead it 1-0 on that fielder's choice ground out by Real. Here's the 1-0. It's high. Wray, who just scored, got on base but hit by pitch and stole second and came in on that last ground out. There's a swing and a miss by Briggs. Big cut, 2-1.
Riley Briggs, not really much of an extra bases hitter. Majority of hits, all but one actually, has come just via the single.
Briggs is from Whitby, so again a game close to hometown for him as well, as he fouls that one away 2-2. Was a student at Donald A. Wilson in Whitby. As we mentioned, Josh Anderson, the shortstop, is from Ajax. So it's 2-2. Briggs is ready. Pitch is high. Ball 3-2.
Mattis here, if he's going to get anywhere deep into this game, he's going to really have to start controlling the pitches there. Wasting too many pitches.
3-2 is the count. Runner at first will be on his way. And we've got some music coming on during the middle of the situation. We've got a bit of a delay here with the technical problems of the music in the PA system, because just as I've never seen that happen, where the music came up so loud just as the pitch was going to throw, and the umpire wisely called time on the situation, because this is a big pitch here.
Yeah, it is. I'll join on that one, Brian. Never seen that one happen, but let's see.
Runner goes. The pitch is high. Briggs walks, and the Saints have runners at first and second with 2 away. So Briggs is on first. Rail goes down to second. And that will bring up Enoch Watts, third baseman from Panama City. First pitch is fouled away, 0-1. Saints with 1 run so far here in the bottom of the first inning on a ground out RBI by Henry Real. And the Saints looking for more here with runners at first and second, 2 away. Count to Watts is 0-1, takes strike 2. Catcher Josh Arce was thinking about throwing that down to second with Real, huge lead between second and third, but they ended up holding on to the ball. 0-2 is the count. Pitch is high.
Riley Briggs has a huge lead over at second base, despite, it really doesn't seem to be much of a speedster on the base path. Only 3 stolen bases so far this season.
Here's the 1-2. It's on the ground. First base, Palmer Cruikshank comes up with it. Will trot over to first, step on the bag to end the inning. So 1 run in for St. Clair in the first. They strand a pair. 1 inning complete. Saints 1, Lords no score. So we go to the second inning now here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium in a 1-0 lead for the St. Clair Saints. St. Clair in that inning, 1 run on no hits. All of their base runners were, there was a hit batter and 2 walks. And an RBI groundout scored the single run of the game so far. So for the Lords, they will send up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters here. Josh Arce, Cam Lugtenberg, and Wendell Johnson against Aiden Ryan, the starting pitcher for the St. Clair Saints. St. Clair felt like they could have had a little bit more there. They had 2 runners on and were threatening to build up a big lead, and Durham managed to hold them to the single run.
Yeah, you know what? That could have really been a breakout inning there. They had a real opportunity there. It seems like their hitters were, despite the fact of the walks, they seem to be on the pitches out every single time from Matt is there. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen the second time through the order.
St. Clair was 12-2 in the regular season. They were the champions of the OCAA West. They finished a game ahead of the Humber Hawks in their division. Durham finished in second place in the East, two wins behind the Seneca Sting. Lords were 7-7, but they did split the 2 games against St. Clair in Windsor back on October 2nd. I was actually at that game, and it was first game was went on for about 3.5 hours, a 16-12 slugfest in favor of the Lords. A lot of runs, and in that game, Cam Lugtenberg of the Durham Lords hit a 3-run homer over the high fence at Lacasse Park into the parking lot that put Durham into a huge lead. But St. Clair Saints, even at the big deficit, kept coming back and kept coming back, but Durham held them off in that game 16-12. The batter is Josh Arce, the catcher. Ball 1 from Aiden Ryan. Swing and a miss. Count is 1-1. Durham looking for its first hit of the ball game. The only base runner in the first inning was a walk to Palmer Cruikshank. Arce is ready. The 1-1 pitch is fouled to the right side, out of play, and it's 1-2. In the game against Fanshawe yesterday, Jake, the Lords' bats were cold in the early going, but then they caught fire in the 5th inning. Yeah,
they really did. Pardon me. They really took advantage of some defensive miscues, especially, of course, by Tyler Chong there. Great job, great at bat by him in the 5th inning.
Yes, in that game he had a 3-run triple that turned a deficit into a Durham lead, and they ended up holding on to win that game against Fanshawe to eliminate the Falcons from the tournament. Count is 1-2 to Josh Arce, and he will look at a pitch just off the plate. Count is 2-2. Arce, of course, the catcher for Durham, sees a lot of pitches as the catcher, of course, when he's on the defensive side of things. He's got a good eye for the ball. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is hit hard to center field. Center fielder chasing it. He will not get it. Arce is safe. He's going for second. We're going to have a close play at second. He is in with a double, a leadoff double for Josh Arce, as Spencer Morin tried to give chase to it, but the ball carried over his head, and that's the first hit of the ball game for the Lords.
That ball, well, you know what? I didn't think that was, I thought it was well hit, but I didn't think it was as well as it was until it kept carrying, kept moving, kept going, and just soared right over the center fielder's head. Great hit by Arce.
So the Lords have the tying run in scoring position here in the top of the second. A leadoff double by Josh Arce, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Cam Lugtenberg. Lugtenberg will look at a pitch high for ball 1.
Cam Lugtenberg, you can see he's wearing his DC sweater just underneath his jersey.
Need all the warmth you can get on a cool day like this as Lugtenberg takes ball 2-0.
Absolutely.
Now the Saints will certainly remember Lugtenberg's power from that game back in Windsor on October 2nd when Lugtenberg hit a 3-run shot to right field. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Henry Riel, the catcher, goes out and has a word with Aiden Ryan, the pitcher. And looks like they're working on the signals. Of course, they might be thinking that Arce, the base runner, being a catcher, will be able to see the signals. That pitch is high for ball 3.
Ryan is really paying attention to Arce at second base there. He's doing a great job of kind of distracting Ryan just from making his quality pitches.
1-0 St. Clair. We're in the top of the second. Lugtenberg takes strike. 3-1. Right fielder Wendell Johnson is on deck for the Lords. 3-1 pitch is hit to right field, and it is past the first baseman Robinson for a base hit, and that will advance Arce to third. And the Durham Lords have the first 2 runners on here in the third inning, or in the second inning. Runners at the corners, nobody out, and here comes Wendell Johnson.
Well, that ball was absolutely ripped by Lugtenberg there, all the way down the line. Arce didn't get the best of the jump, which is why he wasn't able to make it all the way home there.
Well, obviously, thinking that just in case that ball was caught, for a line drive. He didn't want to get doubled off second if
Exactly.
had Colin Robinson been able to come up with it, but it was outside of his reach. The all-star first baseman for St. Clair unable to get to that one. 2 on, nobody out here for Durham in the top of the second. They're down a run as Wendell Johnson will look at strike 1. In a situation like this, there are lots of ways to score, but you need to put the ball in play here, and that's hopefully what Darryl Reed, the coach of the Lords, is looking for here.
Yeah, exactly. With the runner being held on at first, corners are relatively in.
Swing and a miss at strike 2. 0-2 to Wendell Johnson. Johnson had a big hit in that game yesterday against the Fanshawe Falcons, the triple. But he is down 0-2 here. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Josh Arce at third looking to tie the game here as that pitch is high, 1-2. On deck for the Lords is the DH, Jason Krause, who was the pitcher, went through a complete game last night on the mound for the Lords in their win over Fanshawe. Threatening to tie the game here, or maybe more, in the top of the second. And Johnson swings and misses at strike 3, 1 away. So Johnson unable to put a ball in play there, and that will bring up Jason Krause. Lugtenberg at first base with a bit of speed. Potentially a threat to steal here. Lords looking to tie the game up. They trail it 1-0 here in the top of the second. Krause bats from the right side. Aiden Ryan, the pitcher, is ready, and he's very high with that one for ball 1. Josh Arce doubled to lead off this inning and was followed up with a single by Cam Lugtenberg. Runners at first and third. 1 out. Count is 1-0 to Jason Krause. Runner goes. That ball is hit to, it's caught at second base, and they're going to double off the runner for a double play. Jason Krause hit the ball behind second. It was caught by Carter Wray as the shortstop and the second baseman came together. Lugtenberg was running on the pitch and not able to get back. He's doubled off, and the inning is over. So the Lords are turned away, the big scoring threat. An inning and a half complete here. It is St. Clair 1, Durham no score. So we go to the bottom of the second inning here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa, and the St. Clair Saints defense comes up big there with a huge double play to end a substantial scoring threat that the Lords had put together with the first 2 base runners on.
Yeah, that really kills the momentum there for the Lords. That was a fantastic play. I'll do credit to St. Clair. I actually, maybe not a fantastic play, but they kind of got lucky there. That was just bad timing for, I think that was a hit and run because that wasn't really a great pitch to swing at for Krause. I can only assume. But even if it wasn't, just I think there was a bit of luck there. That's all it was.
So when you do send the runner and you put the ball in the air and the ball is caught, the base runner is in a lot of trouble. And there was just no way that Lugtenberg was going to be able to get back to first base in time. So Durham threatened but did not score, and we go to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for St. Clair. Hunter Appleyard will lead things off, the right fielder, be followed by center fielder Spencer Morin, and then left fielder Patrick Kibble. So the outfielders batting 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup for St. Clair. St. Clair with 1 run in the bottom of the first inning. They are the home team in this game because they were the first place team in the West Division, so they are the home team. Durham is the visitor. And again, both teams with very similar color schemes, both green and gold and white, but the Saints are in the white jerseys and the Lords in their green jerseys as the road team in this game. So Ryan Mattis comes back on the mound for the Durham Lords. He gave up 1 run, didn't give up any hits in the first inning, but he did walk a pair and he hit a batter, and the Saints scored on an RBI groundout, and that's the difference in the game right now. Winner of this game faces Humber tonight. The loser of this game will play the Seneca Sting half an hour after the completion of this game in an elimination game. Mattis is ready. First pitch to Appleyard is a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, Mattis, he's doing a great job as long as he's getting that first pitch strike in. If he's not doing that, he loses a lot of the control and a lot of the power that he possesses.
Appleyard fouls that one away, and the count is a ball and a strike. Appleyard from LaSalle, just outside Windsor. Takes a strike right down the middle, 1-2. His secondary school was St. Thomas of Villanova. First-year player for the Saints. The 1-2 pitch is in the dirt and bounces away. Nobody on base, though. 2-2 now. Ryan Mattis is ready here for the 2-2 pitch, and it is hit on the ground. Tyler Chong at second comes up with it, throws on to first, and he gets his man. 1 up and 1 down for St. Clair here in the bottom of the second, and it'll bring up Spencer Morin, the center fielder.
As routine as that last play was for Tyler Chong there, you really got to credit him there just because of how wobbly and how many dips and curves the Kinsmen infield has. It can really turn any regular ground ball into something incredibly challenging. Got lucky there with the 2 decent hops.
So Morin is the batter. The center fielder looks at ball 1. St. Clair with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Morin also from LaSalle, and that ball hits him in the foot. That ball came in low, and it hit him on the foot, and it's a second hit batter of the game for St. Clair. So they have a base runner now with 1 out, and that'll bring up the veteran Patrick Kibble. The left fielder, Kibble, coming up, bats from the right side. A familiar name for the Saints, veteran player. Runner at first with 1 away. He looks at a strike. Kibble, a 4th-year player for the Saints from Windsor. Went to Riverside. The 0-1 pitch is high. The runner goes. The throw comes down and not able to grab it there is Griffin Oliver at short. It's a stolen base for Morin, and they have a runner in scoring position now with 1 away. That ball just seemed to tail a little bit to the right side as Morin got a good jump on that pitch as well.
Yeah, both steal attempts by St. Clair Saints have come because just fantastic jumps. Again, timing, I think Mattis has to vary a little bit. Focusing a little too much on the batter. Need to vary your timings, vary your looks.
Kibble fouls that pitch away, and the count is now 1-2. Saints with a runner at second. 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning as Kibble puts it on the ground, and it's going to go through the middle for a base hit. No chance for Tyler Chong to get that. And coming around to score is Morin with an RBI single on a 2-strike pitch to Patrick Kibble. It's 2-0 St. Clair. And that's what the stolen base does for you. When you can get that runner into scoring position and you have that kind of speed, base hit is going to score you.
Yeah, that 90 feet is crucial in the whole thing because I would have put him runners on the corners instead. Just adds up as another run for him.
Now the Saints have had a lot of base runners in the ball game on a couple of walks, a couple of hit batters. That's just the first hit of the game right there. But they do lead it 2-0, And that turns the lineup over to the leadoff hitter, Carter Wray. The second baseman in the first inning was hit by a pitch and later scored. Shows bunt, takes the ball low, 1-0.
I think that might just be kind of toying with Maz there. His control is already a little bit iffy to begin with. Throwing that bunt out there really does make him think, because on a bunt play, he's going to have to rush in and make the play.
And he will just lob a pitch over a courtesy check to first base. Patrick Kibble is back, of course, in plenty of time. Count is 1-0 to Carter Wray. That ball is on the ground. Chong will have it at second. Will throw to Griffin Oliver at first, and he will not have enough time to be able to throw on to first. So that ball, I think Chong had a little bit of trouble getting the handle on it right off the bat and wasn't able to get it quickly enough to the shortstop. So it's a fielder's choice, 2 away, and that'll bring up Josh Anderson.
Yeah, one of the most crucial points is getting into that double play, just having a very quick transfer from either the shortstop or the second baseman. When you don't have that, you really make it incredibly more difficult to turn double play. So I think it was a good idea by Griffin just to eat it.
Runner goes. Arce throws down to second base, and the ball gets into center field, and Lugtenberg picks it up lazily and throws it into third. It almost looked like he was calling it a dead ball there, but it's a stolen base, and the ball gets into center field, and Carter Wray will be on third now.
Yeah, I thought actually Lugtenberg had a chance potentially throwing a runner out of third if he was quick to it. Unfortunately, he was, I don't think, anywhere close to quick.
It's lucky he picked up the ball as quickly as he did because Wray might have been able to score.
Yeah.
So the count is 0-1 to Josh Anderson, but there's a runner at third now with 2 out. Anderson swings and misses. Strike 2.
Great pitch there by Mattis.
Anderson is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He flied out to right field in the first. Count is 0-2. Anderson from Ajax. 0-2 pitch, swings and misses. Strike 3, and the inning is over. So no further damage for the Lords, but the Saints do get another run here in the second inning, and we've played 2 innings. It is the St. Clair Saints 2 and the Durham Lords no score. And we're getting ready for the third inning here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. Hope you're enjoying the live stream presentation of the OCAA 2021 Men's Baseball Championships. This is game 4 of the tournament. This is not an elimination game. The winner of this game will play the Humber Hawks tonight in a battle of undefeated teams. The loser of this game will face the Seneca Sting in a elimination game at, we're going to say, approximately 5 o'clock this afternoon, give or take, depending on how this game ends up. Seneca Sting lost this morning, or earlier this afternoon when the game ended, by a score of 18-5 in a very lopsided game, and the Humber Hawks will await the winner of this game. Seneca will await the loser of this game.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's not a bad idea to whoever. It's not the worst thing with whoever loses this game here to face the Seneca Sting over the Humber Hawks. By the way it looks, and just going off this, I think St. Clair will have St. Clair and Humber will be a fantastic game if the score remains.
Certainly in the standings this year, the St. Clair and Humber were the top 2 teams in the league overall. The Saints were 12-2. The Humber Hawks were 11-3. Seneca was 9-3, and Durham was 7-7. But the Seneca Sting did not get a chance to play their full 14 games this year because of a rainout. They were twice rained out against the Fanshawe Falcons. So Seneca and Fanshawe never did get their games in and never did face each other this year. So it'll be the Lords here in the top of the third inning. And it'll be Landon Bentley, the number 9 hitter, leading things off for the Lords against Aiden Ryan. And he misses with the first pitch for ball 1. Lords had 2 hits in the last inning, but were unable to score after a double play erased a scoring threat. Pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. St. Clair with single runs in the first and the second innings. Bentley looks at ball 2, 2-1. Ryan is ready. That pitch is also high, and the count is 3-1 to Landon Bentley. Waiting on deck is leadoff hitter, shortstop Griffin Oliver. 3-1 is the count to Bentley. Ryan will toss that in. Bentley cuts on it and fouls it away, and the count runs full.
You can see a big difference in even the slight movement of the pitch as well for Ryan when he's not really finishing right now. The last pitch he did, but the last few, he's just been leaving it up and out of the strike zone, which is usually a clear indicator of not finishing the pitch.
3-2 pitch is low and in the dirt. Ball 4. And that is the second walk of the game given up by Ryan. And it gives Durham a base runner with nobody out here in the top of the third inning. And here comes Griffin Oliver. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded out to second to lead things off. Aiden Ryan will look back over to first base. Sees Bentley there. Bentley jumping on first base. Griffin lays down a bunt, and it hits a rock and goes foul. It lays it down, and it looked like it was going to stay fair, but it bounced off a piece of debris in front of the plate and kicked immediately to the left. So it's 0-1.
Unlucky there.
Because you can't see it so much on the screen here, but the topography of this field, we're sitting very close to ground level, and you can see the undulations on the field. It's not entirely perfectly flat. Griffin Oliver looks at a ball, 1-1. And it is very hard to lay down a bunt on this field because the turf does slope away to each side, so you almost have to really get it on the grass.
Yeah, you do. You can even see like exactly where we're standing right now. There's a little lip just down the third baseline right away.
Oliver hits it to third base. They will throw on to second for 1, and not in time. No chance to throw Oliver out at first base, so it's a fielder's choice. 1 away as Bentley is forced out at third. Enoch Watts throwing that over to Carter Ray at second. So score that 5-4. Third baseman to the second baseman. 1 away. Tyler Chong is the batter. OCAA Rookie of the Year, 0 for 1 in the ball game. He fouled out to first base in his first plate appearance as he looks at a ball in the dirt. 1-0. Griffin Oliver is the runner at first. Potentially a threat to steal. He is the Durham Lords career leader in stolen bases. This is his last season with the Lords. Count is 1-0. Oliver does not go. Ball is on the ground, hit to the third baseman. They will try and throw to second, and they do get the force at second.
Wow. As
Enoch Watts caught the ball and threw across his body and gets the lead runner at second, so there's another fielder's choice. 2 out now, and here comes Palmer Cruikshank.
Yeah, great play by a third baseman there. Didn't think he was going to even try it or, even less, even make the throw. Proved me wrong.
So the leadoff walk, the Lords have not been able to move that base runner over. They still have a runner at first now. It's now Tyler Chong at first as Cruikshank looks at an off-speed pitch for strike 1. Cruikshank walked in the first inning. Aiden Ryan on the mound. The right-hander is ready. Chong gets his lead, and now time is called at the plate. Cruikshank steps out. And now we're ready to go. Chong potentially a threat as well to steal. But it's 2-0 lead for St. Clair here in the third inning. Runner does not go. Pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Palmer Cruikshank. Cleanup hitter Cruz Lopez awaits on deck if Cruikshank can get on base. We're in the top of the third inning. It is a 2-0 lead for St. Clair. Chong does not go. Ball is hit on the ground to the shortstop. Josh Anderson comes up throwing on the run. Nice smooth play by the shortstop to get Cruikshank, and the inning is over. So the Lords strand 1 here in the third inning. They are not able to score. We've played 2.5 innings. It is St. Clair 2 and the Durham Lords no score. Bottom of the third inning now. St. Clair will have their 3, 4, and 5 hitters, led by Colin Robinson. Their power-hitting first baseman will be on up in just a moment. And Ryan Mattis comes back onto the mound for the St. Clair third inning. St. Clair with runs in the first and the second to stake a 2-0 lead in this game. They have 1 hit. They've had 2 batters hit by pitches, and they've had a couple of walks. So the Lords have been able to keep the bats for the most part under control, but hit batters and walks eventually add up against you.
Yeah, they really do. If we even look back to the previous game with Seneca as well as Humber, hit by pitches and the walks were probably the part that really did them in, even more than just the actual offense did. It's crucial for Mattis to establish strike 1, and also just take a little bit off, and just make sure you're getting strikes, and you can't get hurt low in the zone.
In fact, both batters who have been hit by pitches in this game for St. Clair, Carter Wray and Spencer Morin, they were both hit by pitches. They both scored. So that accounts for the 2 runs in the game. Colin Robinson, one of the 4 All-Stars, OCAA All-Stars in the lineup for the St. Clair Saints. St. Clair in this tournament won 5 consecutive championships from 2013 to 2017. They owned this tournament for 5 consecutive years, looking to get back to the top of the mountain this weekend. The first pitch from Mattis is low for ball 1 to Colin Robinson.
Seems like the sound booth up there is still having a little bit of difficulty.
That ball is on the ground, and Mattis will come up with it and flip it over to Cruikshank at first for the first out of the inning. So a quick 1 up and 1 down as Mattis gets that ground ball, and that behaved nicely for him, and he was able to run it over to first base and flip it to the first baseman.
Yeah, well, it's just an easy peasy, look what I found kind of thing, and nice jog over to the first.
So Henry Real will come up, the catcher for the Saints. Takes for ball 1, wanted to offer at it. 0 for 1 in the ball game, reached on a fielder's choice and knocked in the first run of the game for St. Clair in the first inning. That pitch misses for ball 2. 2-0.
Good pitches outside the zone.
Real from Panama City. And that pitch is close at the belt and is taken for a strike. Flinched at it. Looked the way he moved at it made it seem like it was tight, but it's called a strike.
It really wasn't, no.
2-1. That pitch is fouled out of play and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-0 St. Clair. We are in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Saints are the home team in the white jerseys. Ryan Mattis is ready with the 2-2. Popped up, might be a play, and no, it's going to fly out of play to the first base side. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Josh Arce is now going to go out and talk to Ryan Mattis and have a conference as well with Palmer Cruikshank, the first baseman.
I think Palmer's seeing something that potentially the batter isn't. They seem to be leading that conversation there.
So the count remains 2-2 to Henry Real. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Ball is dropped, and they will tag the batter to get the out, and that is the 2nd out of the inning and the 2nd strikeout of the game for Mattis. So 2 up, 2 down. Mattis has retired 3 in a row, and that'll bring up Riley Briggs, the designated hitter. He walked in the 1st inning in his only plate appearance. The left-handed batter is ready and checks his swing. It's in there for a strike.
Much better inning for Mats here.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's high. Ball and a strike. Briggs will look at ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike to Riley Briggs. St. Clair with a 2-0 lead here, bottom of the 3rd inning. Nobody on base at the moment. That ball is on the ground. It's going to be a tough play for Cruz Lopez. He'll throw to first, and he gets him at first base. Cruz Lopez with a great running throw. A huge stretch by Cruikshank, and I'll tell you, that was a close play, and the Saints are furious with that call. But the inning is over. 3 up and 3 down. 3 complete. St. Clair 2, Durham no score. So we get ready the 4th inning here, and Jake, that play at first, Lopez had to run a long way to come up and scoop that ball. He made a great throw, and it was a great stretch by Cruikshank. Very close play at first, and we've seen a number of plays throughout the tournament so far come in really close bang plays, and one side is going to be happy with the call, and one side's not going to be.
Man, that's just the way it goes. Unfortunately, it's that's baseball, right? We were talking about the strike zone and things like that, and how led to the ejection last night. How people weren't too happy with the strike zone, but you know what? That's kind of thing that happens. I guess that adds just another level to how variable and how things can change. Not even talking about the momentum, because right now I guarantee you St. Clair is flat. You got Durham over there who now is thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe we got a little bit lucky there. Let's take this, let's ride it, and let's see what we can get this inning.
And the Lords will send up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters. So Lopez, who just made that great play defensively for the Lords, will lead things off for Durham in just a moment. He'll be followed by the catcher, Josh Arce, and then Cam Lugtenberg, the center fielder. Looking back at the tournament history of this OCAA championship, St. Clair, as we mentioned, 5 straight championships between 2013 and 2017. That streak was ended in 2018 by the Humber Hawks. They won gold in 2018 and 2019. And, of course, last year, no season because of COVID. The St. Clair Saints also claimed silver in 2018 and bronze in 2019. Durham was the silver medalist last time out in 2019. And St. Clair, historically, 5 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. Durham with 3 silver medals. They have not won this championship to date. Humber with 2 golds, 1 silver, and 3 bronze. And the Fanshawe Falcons with 2 silver and 3 bronze. Fanshawe also has not won this tournament. Lopez hits that ball between first and second. It's in there for a base hit. And it's a leadoff single for the Lords. So that'll bring up Josh Arce. First pitch swinging, and Lopez hits it past second baseman Carter Wray. And you've got a fast base runner at first base, and you've got a good power hitter in Arce at the plate.
Yeah, Mr. Handsome here. You know what? Last time up, he drove one right over the center fielder's head. See if you can do it again.
Arce doubled back in the second inning. Pitch misses for ball one to Josh Arce. Cruz Lopez is the base runner at first.
Watch the runner. You gotta watch the runner. Look over his shoulder.
That is the third hit of the ball game for the Lords by Cruz Lopez. Count is 1-0, and they will throw back over to first to check on Lopez. He's back in. Colin Robinson, the first baseman, was an OCAA All-Star this year for St. Clair. One of 4 Saints to make the All-Star roster. Here's the 1-0, and that's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Josh Arce. St. Clair 2, Durham no score. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Durham did threaten with a couple of base runners. They had runners in scoring position, or a runner in scoring position in the second inning, but were unable to score after a double play by the Saints defense. Durham did have 1 base runner in the first, and they did have a base runner in the third. Trying to set the table here if they can. Trailing 2-0. Lopez at first does not go. Yes, he does go. Pitch is thrown down to second, and it gets away. It bounces into center field. It's a stolen base for Cruz Lopez.
Lopez almost costing himself there. What you're always trying to do when you're stealing a base, you're not looking up. You're looking at the bag, and you're trying to get there as fast as possible. Halfway between first and second, he looked up just to see if the throw was coming down. If that throw was just a little more accurate, I think he was put out to dry.
Ball did get away, though, at second base, although Lopez was not able to take advantage of that and he move on to third. But he is in scoring position now. Nobody out. Count is 2-1 to Josh Arce. That pitch is low. 3 now. 3-1 to Arce. Lopez at second. Arce does represent the tying run in this ball game for Durham. It is a 2-0 lead for the Saints here, top of the 4th. Aiden Ryan, the pitcher, is ready. Here's a 3-1, and it is popped up behind second base. Carter Wray is running hard after it, and he manages to bring it in at the last minute. He lost it in the sun and then recovered and caught it at the back of the infield for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, tough play there. Arce just got underneath it. He actually almost had a hit there with how bad that wind is swirling up. It looks like not so much around like a ground level, but like when we see like 30, 40 feet above up in the trees and left, the wind is going pretty decently. So it definitely took it for a ride.
Carter Wray, though, stuck with it, and the second baseman made the catch.
Yeah, great play made.
1 away. Still a runner at second for the Lords. Cam Lugtenberg is the batter. He looks at strike 1 from Aiden Ryan. Lugtenberg has 1 of the 3 hits in this game for Durham. He singled back in the second. He's 1 for 1. Down 0-1 here. Lopez at second, and he looks at a ball high, 1-1. Lords looking to get on the board here in the 4th inning. Here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. Good crowd at the stadium. As Lugtenberg swings and misses at strike 2. Took a big cut at that, and I think that ball just had a little bit taken off of it.
Yeah, high change up there. Not probably the best placement, but he's probably going to go with the hard stuff here.
The 1-2 pitch is hit to second base, and it's a base hit into center field. And that ball held up just enough that Carter Wray looked like he might have a play on it, and the Cruz Lopez at second had to freeze and could not get a running start on that. Didn't get a read on it that it was going to drop in for a hit, and he didn't want to get doubled off like what happened in the second inning for the Lords. So it's a single, fourth hit of the game. Lugtenberg is 2 for 2, and the Lords have runners at first and third with one away, and here's Wendell Johnson.
Yeah, you know, Lopez was kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. You take that risk and you go for it and they catch it, you're getting doubled up, and that's the end of the inning. You don't, you only get in there third, you leave it in another hand.
Wendell Johnson puts it on the ground to the first baseman. They're going to try for the double play. They throw it away. A run scores. Cruz Lopez scores. It's now 2-1. Robinson threw it to Anderson at second, and it got away, and everybody is safe. So the Lords now have runners at first and second with one away, and they are on the board. It is now St. Clair 2 and Durham 1.
That was a play where I think the first baseman, Robinson, didn't really set his feet there. He was just going off his body and making the throw. Didn't make it.
Probably an error scored at some point in that situation as Jason Krause fouls that one away, and it goes off the catcher, Henry Real, and it looks like it stung his throwing hand. So he's shaken up here a bit, and we're going to have a bit of a moment as the umpire will give Real a moment or two to take away the sting of that. And of course it's cold temperatures now. It's probably the warmest part of the day right now at about 8 or 9 degrees Celsius, but it's still cold, and that really hurts when it goes off your hand like that.
Yeah, it does. You know what? It's one of the evil things about being a catcher is you're going to be victim to things like that. But you know, he took it like a champ, and he's back in there.
Durham Lords have broken on the board here in the fourth inning with a run. Moments ago, Cruz Lopez scoring on a fielder's choice / error by the Saints defense. 0-1. That ball is hit to center field. Spencer Morin is under it. He catches it for the out and the second out of the inning. And a good defensive play there as Krause is retired. Second out. And not able to move up on the play is Lugtenberg. He tagged, but really had no chance to advance to third on that play. So 2 away now for the Lords. Runners still at first and second, and 2 out, and here is Landon Bentley. Bentley, the left fielder, walked in his only plate appearance in the game so far. Tying run at second for Durham here in the fourth inning. 2-1 St. Clair. And Bentley will look at strike one. Oh and 1 to Landon Bentley. Looking to extend this inning here as the Lords are trying to even the score. Takes a pitch at the knees for strike 2. The batter, Bentley, now in an 0-2 hole. Trying to put something in play. Aiden Ryan trying to end it. Takes the pitch and just misses. Very close. 1-2.
Yeah, that pitch was on a pin. That was a great location there by Ryan.
So the count now 1-2 to Landon Bentley. Here's the pitch. It is hit to right field. That is a base hit to right field. They will hold the runners. The bases are loaded, so it's a hit for Bentley. Bases are loaded, and here comes the shortstop, Griffin Oliver. So Lugtenberg wasn't able to get a good jump on that, and the ball was hit pretty sharply to right field, and didn't want to take a chance with Hunter Appleyard's arm and make a note at the plate. So the bases are loaded here for Durham. 2 out in the fourth inning, and Griffin Oliver is the batter. Aiden Ryan is ready. The pitch is taken outside, ball 1.
Looks like a curveball there from Ryan. He just didn't get on top of. You can see it, just that loop and high and outside.
Oliver is 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. He grounded to second and reached on the fielder's choice in the third. Big opportunity here for the Lords. Here's the 1-0. Taken outside for ball 2, 2-0. And that is going to bring a mound visit from one of the St. Clair Saints coaching staff. So we're going to have a discussion here on the mound. Big situation here for Durham. Cam Lugtenberg is the runner at third. Wendell Johnson at second. Landon Bentley is at first. The count is 2 balls and no strikes to Griffin Oliver. And they're talking about a lot, and he is trying to settle his pitcher down and will come off the field here. So the Saints with a 2-1 lead, but the tying run is at third base.
I think what was probably talked about, and you see it a lot more in the colder temperatures because your body's just trying to do the least amount as possible to get by, is Ryan here, he's not finished his pitches. You really see it on the off speed because he's not finished them properly. Once he finishes through, you'll see it come. There we go.
Pitch is high to Griffin Oliver, 3-0.
That pitch he finished on, he just missed.
So 3-0 count now. Bases loaded, 2 out. Tying run at second for Durham here in the 4th inning. Left-handed hitter Oliver is ready. Here's the 3-0. And it misses. Ball 4. It's a walk, and the game is tied. Griffin Oliver will get the RBI as Lugtenberg comes in to score, and it is a 2-2 game.
I'm not sure if there is a mound limits. And it looks like Ryan's coming out of this game.
He is. Aiden Ryan's afternoon on the mound is done as Oliver's walk with the bases loaded ties the game at 2. And it brings up Tyler Chong, the OCAA Rookie of the Year, with the bases loaded and a chance to put the Durham Lords out in front. So we will see a pitching change here. And St. Clair will send out Jacob Rajigel, 6'4", right-hander, third-year player for the Saints. Will come on to face Tyler Chong in just a moment. So the Lords have rallied here for 2 runs in the top of the 4th inning to tie the game at 2, and they have runners on every bag here, and Tyler Chong with a chance to put Durham out in front. Now Jacob Rajigel Rashikal is making, he made 3 appearances in the season, has a 1-loss record of 2-0 through 1 complete game, struck out 12, walked 6, and an earned run average of 2.33. A lot of pitching depth on this team for the St. Clair Saints, but here's Tyler Chong looking to put his team out in front here. 2 out, bases loaded for the Lords. First pitch is outside, ball 1, and that almost got away from the catcher. Jacob Rashigel looking to limit the damage here for the Saints. Durham 2, St. Clair 2. Count is 1-0 to Tyler Chong, the second baseman for the Lords. The 1-0, swung on and missed. Strike 1. Big cut. Pitch might have been a bit high.
Yeah.
Rashigel gets the count to 1-1. Runners at first, second, and third for the Lords here. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Tyler Chong. And it is high, off speed, misses 2-1.
Looked like the definite curveball there, and just another example of just not getting on top and pulling the string on it.
Chong was the top hitter of the season for the Lords. In a big situation here for his team in the 4th inning, a 2-2 tie. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2.
Chong's been late on the last 2 pitches, or for the only 2 fastballs he's seen. I think maybe a case of choking up and just shortening the swing a little bit, especially with 2 strikes.
Jacob Rashigel with the chance to get out of it here for the Saints and escape with the game tied. He is ready. The 2-2 pitch to Chong is high and tight for ball 3. Full count. And that will send the base runners in motion with the pitch. Wendell Johnson at third, Landon Bentley at second, Griffin Oliver at first. Crucial moment in this game here. Here's the payoff pitch to Tyler Chong. Runners go. It is high, ball 4. Johnson scores, and the Durham Lords lead it 3-2. No doubt about that one. That one was very high to Tyler Chong.
Yeah, that one wasn't close. Definitely not a competitive pitch there, 3-2.
So the Lords take the lead here in the top of the 4th inning. It is a 3-2 lead for Durham, and it is now a bat-around inning. As Palmer Cruikshank comes up with the bases loaded and 2 away, he is the 9th batter of the inning. And a chance to extend the Lords' lead. Swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. Good cut. Jacob Rashigal in relief of Aiden Ryan, the starting pitcher for the Saints. Count is 0-1 to Palmer Cruikshank. Bases are loaded. Here's the 0-1, taken for strike 2. 0-2, so Rashigal ahead now of Cruikshank. Lords were down 2-0 in this game, but they have rallied for 3 here in the 4th inning and looking to add on to it. Cruikshank is ready, so is Rashigal. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it just misses on the inside for ball 1. Tried to go off speed and backdoor that one, Jake. Just missed.
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't not a bad pitch there. He's just, again, not snapping, not pulling the string on her enough. That one did look in the strike zone, but it came over top of the strike zone, didn't go through it, and that was the problem that I don't think St. Clair is seeing.
Lots of noise on the Durham bench right now as their team has come to life here in the 4th inning. Count is a ball and 2 strikes to Palmer Cruikshank. Landon Bentley at third, Griffin Oliver at second, Tyler Chong at first. There is speed on the base paths. Rashigal is ready. The 1-2 pitch coming to Cruikshank. It is high. Ball 2, 2-2.
With how ineffective curveball is coming in right now, I would just put it out of my mind at this point and sit fastball. That's all you're going to see right now. Fastball, fastball, fastball.
Cruikshank looking to extend a 3-2 Durham lead here in the 4th inning. Rashigal is ready. So is Cruikshank. The 2-2 is popped foul to the right side and will go out of play, and we will do it again. Cruikshank, the veteran first baseman for the Lords, takes a breath, gets back into the box. Rashigal is ready. What's going to happen? Here's the 2-2 again. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. The inning is over. The Lords score 3 runs, but they also leave the bases loaded. 3.5 complete here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. It is the Durham Lords 3 and the St. Clair Saints 2. As we get ready for the 4th inning here, bottom of the 4th inning, the St. Clair Saints coming up to bat, and they have seen their 2-0 lead erased, and they now trail this game 3-2 going into the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for St. Clair. Enoch Watts will start things off in just a moment. But for the Durham Lords, got behind 2-0. That's what happened yesterday against the Fanshawe Falcons. They were down 2-0 that game, and they rallied to take the lead in that, although they did score 5 in their inning. They came away with 3 there, maybe left something on the table.
Yeah, they really didn't take everything as well as they should have. I think they could have scored a few more runs there, but it's, it wasn't just meant to be.
Ryan Mattis will stay in the game for the Durham Lords, starting pitcher. He's given up 2 runs on 1 hit so far in the game. He has hit 2 batters. He has 2 strikeouts, and he has walked 2 batters. And he will face Enoch Watts to start things off, who is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded out to first in the first inning. 3-2 Durham. Bottom of the 4th. Winner of this game will face the Humber Hawks tonight. The loser of this game will face the Seneca Sting in an elimination game immediately following this game, with a break of about half an hour. And the Saints looking to get the offense going. Here it'll be Enoch Watts. The left-handed hitter is ready to face Ryan Mattis. And he will look at ball 1. Saints with an explosive offense at any time. That ball is fouled away the right side, 1-1. Led the OCAA in scoring this year. Led the team in batting, led the league in batting average. They certainly have all the tools offensively. Mattis trying to get the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch misses for a 2-1 count now to Enoch Watts, third baseman for the St. Clair Saints. Saints in the white jerseys, Durham in the green jerseys. That ball is hit to right field, and it lands in front of Wendell Johnson in right field, and it is a leadoff single for the Saints. Tying run is aboard. Right fielder Hunter Appleyard will come up to the plate now. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out to second back in the 2nd inning. We'll see how the Saints elect to play it right now as the third base coach gives signals. Batter looks, the base runner looks, potentially a situation here where you might see a bunt.
Yeah.
And there it is. The ball is fouled. Strike 1.
I think you're going to see it again as well. It's crucial for St. Clair to get this bunt down.
Appleyard this season led the team in at-bats. Had a 400 average. And time is called by the batter, so it's 0-1. Runner at first, nobody out here, bottom of the 4th inning. Lords 3, Saints 2. Pitcher Ryan Mattis is ready. He'll throw over to first. They've got the runner and a rundown. They throw down to second, and not able to catch the ball at second is Griffin Oliver, and the runner is safe. They had him in a rundown, and they're not able to get the out at second base, so everybody's safe.
Yeah, that was a very tough play of Griffin Oliver just trying to trap the ball, but just unable to do so. Tough play.
Guess it'll go as a stolen base, I guess, as Watts was going. Had him picked off, but he just kept going to second and is safe at second. So the tying run is in scoring position at second base now. Count is 0-1 to Hunter Appleyard. Squares to bunt already. Gets it down, and they will throw to third to try and get it, and they do not get the runner at third. Cruz Lopez got the ball, tried to do the swing tag, but Watts was able to get in there in time, and everybody is safe. Runners at first and third, nobody out.
That was a very tough play for Mazdu to go a quick swing and throw it over. I'm surprised he was able to hit it on the money there, but unfortunately not enough.
So there's 2 chances to get outs for the Lords defensively. They are not able to get it at second. They are not able to get it at third. And the base runner at first was safe as well. So the Lords in a bit of a predicament here defensively now with runners first and third and nobody out. And Darrell Reed, the head coach of the Lords, is going to come talk to everybody on the infield to figure out what they're doing defensively here. as Spencer Morin will be the batter for St. Clair with the tying run at third. Lots of ways that the Saints can play this one as well. They can try and lay down a bunt, sacrifice fly ties the game. All kinds of things can happen here. St. Clair defense, or rather the Durham defense, will play back. Third baseman is in here. And the Ryan Mattis steps off. Watts, the runner at third base, tried to break for home and trying to distract Ryan Mattis, the pitcher. Difficult situation defensively. They try the squeeze play. Runner goes from first to second. Appleyard is there with the stolen base, but now second and third. Nobody out. Looked like a potential safety squeeze there, but Morin took the bat back. Watts at third, Appleyard at second. Nobody out here. St. Clair down 3-2. Mattis is ready. Pitch is popped to shallow left field. That is a fair ball. It lands just inside the line, and it is going to score 2 runs, and it's a double. Double for Morin, and it is now a 4-3 lead for St. Clair. That ball just landed about a foot inside the foul line down the third base line, and it goes as a 2-run double. Clutch hit by Morin. It's 4-3 St. Clair.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I don't think he could have really have put a ball any better than what he did just there. All things said, that one, just barely inside the left field line. Skips outside, and tough, but I'll tell you, a good piece of hitting.
Patrick Kibble is the batter now, the number 9 hitter for St. Clair. The Saints have climbed back out on top here now in the bottom of the inning, 4-3. They have a runner at second, still nobody out. The pitch, squares to bunt, takes it back, Kibble does, and it's taken for a strike. I'm not sure if the count is 1-1 or if it's 0-2 right now. But Kibble is ready to go. Ryan Mattis delivers. Hit foul to the left side, strike 2.
Well, now there's definitely 2 strikes.
So this inning began with Watts singling to right field. Appleyard reached on the fielder's choice when the Lords elected to try and get the lead out at third. They didn't get it, and then Spencer Morin followed up with a 2-run double. That pitch is high and inside for a ball. 1-2. St. Clair 4, Durham 3. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Spencer Morin is the runner at second base. Gets a good lead. Takes that pitch. Kibble does, just inside. 2-2. Ryan Mattis, the pitcher for the Lords, looking for the first out of the inning here. Mattis is ready, throws it. It is hit to center field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Lugtenberg catches it, throws it in, comes into second base, and they hold the runner at third as Morin, I thought, would easily have scored on that, but he ended up holding off at third, so it's still a 4-3 ball game, but nobody out and runners at the corners.
Yeah, it was a great read by the center fielder just to go over and get a ball quickly. It was a very quick transfer back into Palmer Krushenk at first base. I think that was really the key play in keeping him at third.
And again, St. Clair not wanting to take a risk with nobody out here in the inning and many potential opportunities to score as the top of the lineup comes up now for Carter Wray. Runners at first and third, nobody out. St. Clair leading 4-3. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wray takes a strike. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He reached on a fielder's choice. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning and scored. St. Clair 4, Durham 3. And St. Clair looking for more here. Ryan Mattis will step off. 2 runs in here for the Saints in the bottom of the 4th inning. They are in the white jerseys. Wray, jersey number 19 on your screen. Bats from the right side. Pitch is lifted to left field. That might be deep enough for a sac fly. Landon Bentley catches it in left field for the first out of the inning, but it's a sacrifice fly as Spencer Moran comes in with the 5th run for St. Clair. It is now a 5-3 ball game. So Moran scores on the sac fly and a 5-3 lead. Kibble stayed at first on that, and the batter is Josh Anderson, the shortstop for the Saints. Swings and fouls it away for strike 1. Anderson is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He flied out to center. He struck out in the second. And Josh Arce the catcher, will go out and speak to Ryan Mattis, the pitcher, for a moment. St. Clair with the runner at first here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Saints have answered Durham's 3 runs in the top of this inning with 3 of their own here in the bottom of this inning, and they lead at 5-3. Anderson is ready. That ball is in the dirt, and Arce kicks it away and is not able to get it in time, and Kibble will trot into second base on a wild pitch. So that moves Kibble into scoring position now with 1 out. Count is a ball and a strike to Anderson. Anderson will hit that to center field. Cam Lugtenberg going back in center field. He catches it and slips, but catches it. The out is made, and coming to third on the play is Kibble. But there are 2 now. Now 2 outs. So Anderson is retired. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game, and that will bring up Colin Robinson.
That was a bit of a scary play for Cam out there in center field. Looked like he lost his footing there just as he caught it. Thankfully, good for him just to hold on to it.
So 2 out now for the Saints as the Lords look to limit the damage here. They've seen their brief 3-2 lead evaporate, and it's now a 5-3 lead for the Saints. Runner at third here with 2 out. That ball is hit to third base. Great play by Cruz Lopez to come up with it, throws it to first and gets the out. Great defensive play there by Cruz Lopez to retire Robinson, and the inning is over, and that saved a run.
Nah, it definitely did.
So we've played 4 here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. It is the St. Clair Saints 5 and the Durham Lords 3. So we go to the top of the 5th inning now for the Durham Lords as they come up to the plate trailing by a score of 5-3. And it will be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Durham Lords. And St. Clair able to bounce back from their defensive inning where they gave up 3 runs, and they come right back and answer with 3 of their own. But taking advantage of 3 hits in a couple of plays defensively that didn't go Durham's way.
Yeah, no, it didn't, especially at the beginning of the inning there. If they were able to extinguish that runner on the move, either to second or third there, I think we probably would have seen this game be tied maybe. If not, Durham would still hold a 3-2 lead.
Jacob Rashigal will stay on the mound for the St. Clair Saints. He is the second pitcher of the ball game. He came on in relief of Aiden Ryan to end the 4th inning. Durham was trailing 2-0. They got it to tied the game at 2-2. That's at that point they replaced the pitcher, and the Lords were able to get another run in with a bases-loaded walk to make it 3-2 for Durham. But St. Clair scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning and lead it 5-3. So it'll be Cruz Lopez. Made that great play at third base just a moment ago. He's made a couple very good defensive plays in this game at third base for the Durham Lords defensively. Coming to the plate, he is 1 for 2. He struck out in the first, but he singled and scored back in the 4th inning when Durham scored 3 runs. He led the inning off with a base hit. Again, the 4, 5, 6 hitters here for Durham in the top of the 5th. It is a 5-3 lead for St. Clair. Lopez will hit that ball to second base. Carter Wray has it, throws it on to first. It's low and in the dirt, but Robinson scoops it, and that's the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 away. So Josh Arce will now be the batter for Durham. He is 1 for 2 in the game. He doubled back in the 2nd and popped out to second back in the 4th. Nobody on the base paths at the moment for Durham. They trail it 5-3. We are in the 5th inning. Top of the 5th inning, Durham is the road team. First pitch is in there for a strike. Right-handed hitter is ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed, just misses, ball 1.
That was his best curveball so far. Finally able to get on top of it. Had some really good movement.
Count is a ball and a strike to Josh Arce, the Durham catcher. And he will see that one come in very high for ball 2. 2-1. Lords looking to get base runners and try and, again, put pressure on the St. Clair defense here in the 5th inning. Count is 2-1. And that is taken for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jacob Regigal, right-hander, looks in for the sign from Henry Real, the catcher. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Arce. It is hit hard to center field. Going back to get it is the center fielder, Spencer Moran. He's got it. Well hit ball, but good job defensively by the center fielder. 2 away.
Yeah, another hit ball there, hard hit ball for Arce. Having a hell of a day. Just unfortunately hitting it right to the guys.
So Cam Lugtenberg will be the batter. He is 2 for 2 in the ball game. He has a couple of singles, scored a run back in the 3-run inning for the Lords in the 4th. Two up, 2 down here so far in this inning as Lugtenberg hits that to center field, and it's drifting. It's going to be over the center fielder's head. That bounces to the warning track. Lugtenberg is in there with a stand-up double. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate for the Lords.
Man, another hard hit ball from Lugtenberg there. Just over the center fielder's head.
So Lugtenberg in this game is 3 for 3. He has 2 singles now and a double. And Wendell Johnson will be the batter. 0 for 2 in the game. He struck out and he reached on an error in the 4th, but did score a run. Wendell Johnson looking to try and cash in a run here for the Lords. Lugtenberg is pretty quick at second. That ball is hit to right center. That is going to drop. It's a base hit. Coming around to score is Lugtenberg, and it's 5-4. An RBI single for Wendell Johnson, and the lead is now 1. Saints 5, Lords 4.
Well, that was just a great example of precision hitting. Just split the outfielders and the second baseman running back. Great play and a 1-run ball game.
So a big hit there by Wendell Johnson makes it a 5-4 ball game now. tying run is at first, and the batter is Jason Krause, the designated hitter. First pitch is off the plate for ball one, 1-0. Krause is 0 for 2 in the ball game, lined into a double play that ended a rally for the Lords back in the second inning. He's also flied out to center. Krause, the veteran hitter for the Lords here. Wendell Johnson's the runner at first. Does not have a big lead. That pitch is high, 2-0. St. Clair 5, Durham 4. Top of the fifth inning. The Lords are the visiting team in the green jerseys. Krause with jersey number 2 on. Has a 2-0 pitch. Hits it hard to left field. And going back, and just catching it as a snow cone in left field is Patrick Kibble, and hauls it in for the third and final out of the inning. Very close play there, but good job by Kibble to stick with it, and the inning is over. But 1 run for the Lords in the fifth inning, and we've played 4.5. It is St. Clair 5 and Durham 4. Going to the bottom of the fifth inning here, Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa, Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. St. Clair Saints lead it by a score of 5-4. The Saints with 5 runs on 4 hits. The Durham Lords with 4 runs on 7 hits. And Ryan Mattis will continue on the mound for the Lords. He's gone all the way. And he will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters here for St. Clair in the bottom of the fifth inning. St. Clair with runs in the first and the second to take a 2-0 lead. Durham came back with 3 in the fourth, top of the fourth, to go up 3-2. St. Clair got 3 in the bottom of the inning to go up 5-3, and the Lords just scoring a single run there in the top of the fifth to make it 5-4. Good ball game here. And still feels like it could be anyone's game yet.
Yeah, it really is. It's just both teams are taking well advantage of either team's miscues and things like that. It's, bottom of the fifth, here we are. 1-run game, and I mean, you said yourself, Brian, it really could just go either way, and hey, who knows?
Temperature has risen to 10 degrees. We made it to 10 degrees this afternoon here in Oshawa, but it's probably not going to get any warmer than it is right now, with cooler temperatures and potentially down around 6 or even 5 degrees later tonight for the upcoming games. And if you're tuning in waiting to see the start of the next game, you're going to have to wait a while, because the 4 o'clock schedule start for the next game, we're not going to come anywhere close to that. We are only in the bottom of the fifth inning here as we reach 5 minutes to 4. So definitely going to see the schedule push back a little bit tonight here at the OCAA Championships. Bottom of the fifth, and the first batter lofts that one to right field. Wendell Johnson is under it and catches it for the out, and that was Henry Rial. The batter, the cleanup hitter, flies out on the first pitch to right field, 1 away.
I love first pitch outs. I love it. Pitcher's best friend right there.
Definitely a pitcher's best friend. It's hard to keep anyone on this St. Clair lineup off the base pass. Very talented lineup. The batter now is DH, the designated hitter, Riley Briggs. Strike 1 to Riley Briggs. He is 0 for 1 in the game. He is grounded out and walked. He puts that ball on the ground to first base. Palmer Cruikshank comes up with it. He will jog easily to second, 2 away. So on just 3 pitches, the Lords have got 2 outs. And that will bring up Enoch Watts. And Enoch Watts in this game is 1 for 2. He grounded out to end the first. He singled to lead off the fourth, and later scored. First pitch from Ryan Mattis is a ball. 1-0. 2 out, nobody on here for the Saints. Bottom of the 5th inning, Saints with a 5-4 lead over the Durham Lords. Mattis's pitch is high, ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to Enoch Watts. That ball is in play, and it's a base hit between first and second base. A 2-out single, and the Saints are in business here in the bottom of the 5th.
Have we seen any 3-up, 3-down innings yet?
We
I don't know if we have.
We did see one. There was one 3-up, 3-down inning. The St. Clair 3rd inning was a 3-up, 3-down inning. And that is the 5th hit of the ball game for the Saints, as they look to put some insurance on the board here in the 5th inning. They lead it 5-4. And Watts stole a base last inning. Good chance he'll be on the go at some point in this at bat. That ball is a wild pitch, way over the head of Josh Arce, the catcher, and easily going down to second base on that pitch is Watts, and he's in scoring position now with 2 out.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what exactly happened there. Arce kind of just throwing that ball away as soon as he got it back and time was called.
So the count is 1-0 to right fielder Hunter Appleyard. Saints with now a runner in scoring position at second base with 2 out. Appleyard will foul that one off his foot. That's a stinger, and he will take a moment, and the umpire will exchange baseballs with Ryan Mattis. Appleyard in the game is 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 4th inning, a 3-run inning for the Saints. Looking for a base hit here to put an insurance run on the board for St. Clair. 5-4 is the score. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Count is 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 2 out for St. Clair. Watts is the runner at second base. Spencer Morad is the batter on deck looking for a chance here if Appleyard is able to reach. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's on the ground. Going to be a tough play at first. Cruikshank will flip it over to Mattis at first. They get the out, and the inning is over. Score that one 3-1, and a good defensive play by the pitcher, Mattis, to quickly get over to first to make a play. That's always a tough play and a timing play for the pitcher going to first.
Yeah, exactly. Rule of thumb is anything on the right-hand side of the field, your pitcher better be getting over and covering. And you know what? That's how it worked out there. Palmer Cruikshank had to come off his bag, had to rush in to field that ball. And you know what? Again, you said it, nail on the head there. It is really all about a timing play. That's a thing that pitchers work on a lot of the time, is like PFPs and things like that, where they're going to have to be covering, because it really just comes down to it's a half a step, half a second off, half a second too early, you're not going to make a play.
So 5 complete here in Oshawa between the St. Clair Saints and the Durham Lords. It is a 5-4 St. Clair lead as we go to the top of the 6th inning. For the Saints in the bottom of the 5th inning, no runs on 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. In the 6th inning for Durham, it'll be the 9-hitter and then the 1 and 2 hitters coming up for Durham. So we'll see Landon Bentley, who in this game is 1 for 1. He has a single and a walk. He's been on base twice, and he will be looking to do the same here for Durham as they come up in the 6th inning trailing by a score of 5-4. Jacob Rushiegel will stay on the mound for the Saints. Aiden Ryan started this game for St. Clair but was removed in the 4th inning after seeing his 2-0 lead evaporate, and he left the game when it was tied. Rushiegel came on and gave up a bases-loaded walk that put Durham in front 3-2. That was a walk to Tyler Chong. And the Saints then scored 3 in the bottom of the inning to go up 5-3. Durham with a run in the 5th to make it 5-4. So it's a close ball game here. These two teams split their 2 games during the regular season back on October 2nd in Windsor, or in Tecumseh, correction, at Lacasse Park. And Rashigal is ready to face Landon Bentley. The first pitch to Bentley is high for ball one. Durham Lords trailing by a run here in the top of the sixth inning. Bentley is the leadoff hitter. That ball is hit to right field, and it is carrying and carrying and carrying, and it is in there. Bentley is going to second and will stay at second with a leadoff double. That ball just drifted in the wind into the right field corner, and Hunter Appleyard was not able to catch it, and it is a leadoff double for Bentley. He's 2 for 2 in the ballgame.
Yeah, you know what? That was using the conditions to their benefit there. I thought that was going to be a relatively routine fly ball, maybe a few steps behind him, but because the wind's so high up, it gets a little bit worse than it is down here at ground level. Just takes it all the way to the corner.
So the Durham Lords have the tying run at second base here in the top of the sixth inning with nobody out, and the batter is Griffin Oliver. Oliver is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Ground out, a fielder's choice, and he drew a bases-loaded walk that tied the game back at the time in the fourth inning. Tying run at second, nobody out. Oliver is good at bunting, and so you might see him try and bunt the run over here, but maybe not. The defense is in for St. Clair. And he swings away and grounds it to the right side for strike one. So no indication that a bunt may be on, at least with that particular pitch. The Lords would like to get Landon Bentley, the tying run, over to third base, or potentially score him on a base hit. Lords trail at 5-4. Count is 0-1 to Griffin Oliver. Let's see what happens here. Rashigal is ready. He's looking. Now he's ready to come. Deals. Ball is hit to the right side, and it is a foul ball. That would have been able to move the base runner over to third, but it went foul just before Colin Robinson was able to field it, so the count is now 0-2 to Griffin Oliver. Landon Bentley represents the tying run at second base. Nobody out here in the top of the sixth inning for Durham. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And no, Rashigal steps off. Looks the runner back to second base. We will reset. Saints 5, Lords 4. Griffin Oliver with an 0-2 count. Here's the 0-2. And it is hit again to the right side and just foul again.
It's able to spoil some really good pitches there.
Rashigal in the season had 3 appearances, 2 wins, no losses, and an earned run average of 2.33 for the Saints. Here again is the 0-2 pitch to Oliver. It is very high, ball one. Bentley is the runner at second base. Represents the tying run in this game. Led off this inning with a double to right field corner. Count is 1-2 to Oliver. That ball is hit to the shortstop. Josh Anderson scoops it up, throws it on to first for the out. Big defensive play there for the Saints. 1 away.
Not the best thing that could have happened there. I guess preferably if you are to get now, you'd like to put the ball on the right side of the infield just to give the runner on second a chance to get over to third base. But
yeah, there was no way with the ball right in front of the shortstop that Landon Bentley could move anywhere away from second base on that. So Oliver was certainly not trying to hit the ball to the left side, but he did. 1 away. And the batter is Tyler Chong, and he takes strike one from Jacob Rashigal. Bentley is the runner at second base, 1 away here in the top of the sixth inning. Durham trailing at 5-4. Chong in the game is 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice and has walked. Here's the 0-1. It's low.
Oh.
No, it's a strike. Boy, that one was very, very low, but it is called a strike. And we have a good angle on that, but that was way below his knees as it came across the plate.
That was at the shoe tops.
0-2 now to Tyler Chong. So a break for the Saints there on that pitch. Here's the 0-2 now to Chong. Very high, and he swings at it for strike 3. 2 out.
I mean, you know what? When you're having a strike called on your shoelaces, it's kind of hard to think anything else may not be a strike. So
Chong is down on strikes, 2 away. That runner is still at second base for the Durham Lords, and the batter is Palmer Cruikshank. Cruikshank in this game is 0 for 2. He did walk in the first inning. Looking to cash in the tying run here for the Lords. Takes strike 1. Saints 5, Lords 4, top of the 6th inning. Lords with a runner at second here with 2 out. Here's the pitch to Cruikshank, 0-1, and it is taken for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Palmer Cruikshank, looking to put something in play here. Potentially bring home the tying run for the Lords, or at least extend the inning. Rashigo looking for a different result. Here's the 1-1. Pitch is hit Palmer Cruikshank on the arm, and he jogs down to first base. That is a hit by pitch. So now that brings up Cruz Lopez. That barely grazed Cruikshank as it came across the plate.
yeah, I didn't even think that hit him, but
The umpire made the call right away, though. So Cruikshank is on first now, and the Lords have runners at first and second with 2 away. The batter is Cruz Lopez. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game, singled and scored in the 4th. He will hit that ball to center field, and it is going to drop for a base hit. The Lords are going to send the runner. We're going to have a play at the plate, and he is out at home. Oh, my goodness. He is out at the plate, and the inning is over. Bentley came in, looked like he got under the tag.
no, he got under that.
No question he got under the tag on that, but he is out at the plate. The inning is over. So the Lords miss an opportunity to tie the game, and we have played 5.5 innings here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. St. Clair 5, Durham 4.
That's a blown call right there.
Well, put a star beside that play here in the top of the 6th inning as the Lords tried to send home the tying run on that base hit by Cruz Lopez, and thrown out at the plate was Landon Bentley. Credit the St. Clair Saints for making a good relay throw to get the ball to the plate, but from our angle here, and we have a really close look at that play from our angle here. We're just off the first base side, and from everything that I could see on that play, Bentley had his hand under the tag and across the plate well before the ball even tagged him.
Yeah.
But that's baseball. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, it is. You know what? From again, fantastic angle. I think we probably would have had the best angle in the entire park. We saw him get his right hand in there before the rest of his body, and even before the tag. But hey, that's a painful pill to swallow. But you got to keep going.
Well, it's a great result for the St. Clair Saints. As you never give up on a play. You get the ball into the plate, and that was going to be a close one all the way along. And Bentley had a good jump on that base hit, because with 2 out, you don't have to hang up, knowing that if it's caught, well, the inning is over anyway.
Yeah.
But he gave it all he had, and the tag, Henry Real was able to make the tag, and the out was called. So go to the bottom of the 6th inning here. St. Clair leading at 5-4. So for the Durham Lords in that inning, they had 2 hits, and there was a hit batter, but they are unable to score. And we will go to the bottom of the 6th inning now for the St. Clair Saints. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for St. Clair. Spencer Moran will lead things off. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game. He doubled and scored in the 4th. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd. Ryan Mattis stays on the mound for the Durham Lords. The first pitch to Morin is taken for a strike. So it's 0-1. Mattis is ready. Bunt, and the bunt goes foul. So it's 0-2 quickly to Morin. From the Lord's standpoint, they need to prevent or try and prevent the St. Clair Saints from adding any kind of insurance here in the 6th inning and try and get back on the horse in the 7th inning if they can.
Yeah, exactly. That the last play probably really deflated them there. That being said, you just got to keep fighting with it.
Pitch is high and outside for ball 1-2 to Spencer Moran. That ball is hit to center field to second baseman Tyler Chong, fighting it in the sunshine as he just sort of hesitated just a little bit, and as the ball came across him, he was able to get his glove on it and haul it in for a lineout. So 1 away quickly here in the St. Clair 6th inning.
Yeah, thankfully it was just about a half step to his left, because I think if it was any farther than that, that would have squeaked through.
So Patrick Kibble will come up. He's had the hot hand in this game for the Saints. He's 2 for 2. Takes a strike from Ryan Mattis. 0-1. Ball is popped up, foul out of play, and he's quickly down, no balls and 2 strikes. The Saints with 5 runs on 5 hits in this game so far. Kibble has 2 of them. Pops that one to the right side, foul and out of play, and it remains 0-2. Waiting on deck is leadoff hitter Carter Wray. Saints looking for some insurance here in the 6th inning. They lead at 5-4. They are the home team. That ball bounces in front of the plate for ball 1. Mattis looking to maybe try and get Kibble to swing over that. Held up. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Kibble on the ground. And getting it and flipping it to first is Mattis for the 2nd out of the inning. Good defensive play there by the Durham pitcher as he gets a ground out. And 2 up and 2 down, and that will bring up Carter Wray. Carter Wray in this game is 0 for 1. He fielder's choice in the 3rd. He hit a sacrifice fly in the 4th inning, and he was hit by a pitch and scored in the 1st. Mattis is ready. Pitches it in there for a strike.
Great pitch there.
0-1 to Carter Wray. If Wray can reach, it'll be Josh Anderson, the shortstop. 0-1. Strikes to bunt. Looks like he took the bunt back, but he ran right across the plate with the bat.
Yeah.
And he is called for a strike on a bunt attempt. 0-2 to Carter Wray. Mattis is ready. Takes the pitch outside for ball 1. St. Clair 5-4 with the lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As the shadows start to grow a little bit long as we get late in the day. The 1-2 pitch is high. 2-2.
Looks like the batter kind of ducked just to make it look just a little bit higher.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Mattis with the pitch. Low. 3-2. Wray looking to extend this inning for the Saints. And they try and add on to their 1-run lead. Here's the full count pitch. Taken. Strike 3. The inning is over. 3 up and 3 down for St. Clair here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. And we go to the 7th inning. St. Clair leading it over the Durham Lords, 5-4. So the Durham 7th inning coming up in just a moment. Scheduled hitters are the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Josh Arce, Cam Lugtenberg, and Wendell Johnson. Each of them have hits in this game. Arce is 1 for 3. He had a double. Lugtenberg is 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. And Wendell Johnson is 1 for 3 with a single and a reach on error. So 5-4 ball game. This has been a tight one all the way. Aiden Ryan started the game on the mound, and about halfway through the game was taken out for Jacob Regigal, and he looked to close things out here for the Saints in the 7th inning.
This is going to be it's definitely going to be a difficult thing to do, but it's certainly not impossible. Durham has been all over this guy all outing, and it really only takes one hit to get it going, and then, who knows? This team really kind of goes off of how each other are performing.
The Lords with 3 runs in the 4th inning, 1 run in the 5th, and they thought in the 6th inning they may have had the tying run come into the plate on a close play at the plate that ended the inning, as Landon Bentley was called out on a very close play at the plate to end the inning and maintain the St. Clair lead at 5-4. So Josh Arce is the scheduled hitter. The catcher for the Durham Lords will come up to the plate here. 1 for 3. He has a double. And looking to get on base for his team. Get the tying run on if they can. Regigal looking to turn away the Lords and move the Saints into a showdown tonight later on with the Humber Hawks. The winner of this game will play Humber. The loser will play Seneca. First pitch from Regigal is in the dirt for ball 1. Sunshine low in the sky. Now you're starting to see some shadows creep across. 1-0 pitch is lifted to right field. Right fielder Hunter Appleyard is coming in for it and is not able to bring it in, and it is a lead-off single for the Durham Lords. They have the tying run aboard here in the top of the 7th.
It might be a decent idea to get a pinch runner in for Joshua Arce. I'm not sure if they're going to do it.
They might. We're going to see what happens here. Arce, of course, has caught the game, and you also want to have him in defensively as well, so that's a tough call. But Arce will stay, for the moment, in the game at first base. Leadoff single, tying run at first, and the batter is Cam Lugtenberg. 3 for 3 in the ball game. Swings and misses and comes right out of his shoes on that pitch, 0-1. Looking to hit that one over the right field fence and knock it into Oshawa Creek. Big cut. 0-1 is the count. Lugtenberg looking to, at the very least, advance the runner into scoring position if he can. 5-4 is the lead for the Saints. Regigal is ready. Pitch is lifted to center field. Spencer Morin is going back for it. He is under it and hauls it in for the out, one away.
The only problem with that ball is that it was hit probably to about the same height as the light post out there in the outfield. That ball was hit a mile high.
It was also hit pretty directly to the center fielder as well, so he didn't really have to move too much to get to it. Didn't have to run laterally, at least anyway. And the batter will be Wendell Johnson, who is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Had a big single back in the 5th inning. Ball is inside and low, 1-0. That single for Johnson back in the 5th inning was an RBI single to score Lugtenberg to make it 5-4 at the time. Durham has not been able to score since. Count is 1-0. Tying run is Josh Arce at first base. That ball is high, 2-0. And we are going to have a discussion here between the St. Clair coaches, and they come speak to the umpire first. Time is called, and they're going to talk to Rashigal, the pitcher. And not sure if it's an injury or if they're just going to talk defensive strategy right now.
I don't think it's really either at this point. I think they're going to kind of give the guy in the bullpen right now just a few extra pitches.
That's exactly what's happening. As the Saints coach will come off over the first baseline, and we will get set up to do things again. We are in the top of the 7th inning. The Durham Lords are trailing this game 5-4. They do have a base runner at first in the form of Josh Arce. Wendell Johnson is the batter. He has a 2-0 count. There is 1 out. Saints looking for a double play to end it. The Lords looking for a base hit. Johnson will take that pitch in the dirt low. Ball 3-0. Waiting on deck is the designated hitter, Jason Krause. Jacob Rashigal will toss the 3-0 pitch. It's in there for a strike, 3-1. Wendell Johnson, the batter for Durham. He's the right fielder. Singled his last time up. Arce, the runner at first, doesn't have a huge lead. Takes that pitch outside for ball 4. So Johnson walks. That will move Josh Arce down to second base, and the tying run is at second.
Now it looks like they're going to the bullpen again.
And Rashigal's day on the mound comes to an end as he leaves the game with runners at first and second and 1 away. And a new pitcher coming in for St. Clair right now is Austin Olds. Made 3 appearances this year through 4 innings, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks, earned run average of 1.75. He's a right-handed pitcher, so he'll take his warm-ups here. And Jason Krause will come up with runners at first and second for Durham and 1 away, trailing this game 5-4. Certainly a very entertaining ball game, Jake, and opportunity knocking here again for Durham in the 7th.
Yeah, you know what? They really are. Durham has been on the doorstep for the past few innings after that 3-run inning back in the, I guess it would have been 4th inning. They're knocking at the doorstep again. Bit of a harder throwing pitcher than we've seen compared to the other ones recently. So this will be a very interesting battle between Krause and Austin.
Austin Olds is a 5th-year player, so he's been part of this program for the Saints for a long time, so he certainly has the experience of being on the big stage in the big tournaments. Olds is from Chatham. And taking his warm-ups here, and the Lords trying to equalize in what's been a very, very tight ball game all along. Saints with runs in the first and the second that went up 2-0. Durham scored 3 runs in the 4th inning to go up 3-2. Saints with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning to go up 5-3. The Lords got 1 run in the 5th to make it 5-4. That's where we stand right now. Top of the 7th. And, of course, this is a huge game in a double knockout tournament. As we get into the double knockout round right now, you have to lose twice to be eliminated. Both teams looking for a date with the Humber Hawks tonight. Loser of this game will play half hour after this game against the Seneca Sting. So here we go. Jason Krause is the batter. 0-1 pitch the first pitch is high for ball 1. Krause in the game so far is 0 for 3. Lined into a double play in the second. He's a couple flyouts. The 1-0 pitch is outside, 2-0. Krause doing whatever he can here to try and get on base, try and get the tying run in for the Lords in the top of the 7th, 5-4. 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Landon Bentley waits on deck for the Lords. He is 2 for 2 in the game. Count is 2-1 to Jason Krause. Josh Arce is at second. Swings and misses at a pitch very high, 2-2.
Hey, now, baby, what do you say? What do you say, Ozzy? What do you say, Oz? Here we go.
Arce at second. Wendell Johnson is at first. Lords down a run here in the top of the 7th inning. Austin Olds with a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss by Krause on a very high pitch again. Strike 3, and there are 2 away. So that pitch was a great job there by Olds, as he managed to get Krause to chase the high pitches, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, unfortunately, he kind of walked himself into that one.
So it'll be Landon Bentley with a chance now with 2 away, runners at first and second. Lords down 5-4. First pitch is low, ball 1. Arce at second represents the tying run. Wendell Johnson would represent the go-ahead run at first base. Landon Bentley is 2 for 2 in the game with a single and a double. Pitch is taken for a strike, 1-1. Austin Olds looking to close things out here for the Saints here in the top of the 7th inning. Count is 1-1 to Bentley. Here's the pitch. Taken, strike 2. And the Lords are down to their final strike here. Saints 5, Lords 4. Bentley with a 1-2 count. Tying run is at second. Olds with the 1-2 pitch. On the ground to second base. Carter Wray has got it. He'll throw to first. And the game is over. The St. Clair Saints hang on for a 5-4 win over the Durham Lords here at Kinsmen Stadium. The Saints will now play the Humber Hawks tonight in the late game, and the Lords will prepare to meet the Seneca Sting in an elimination game in approximately half an hour's time. For the Lords, in that final inning, 2 runners left. There was a single and a walk, but not able to advance the runners past there. And they will take a hard loss in this game here at Kinsmen Stadium, as they will have to now regroup and get ready for an elimination game against the Seneca Sting and try and keep their season alive. But for the St. Clair Saints, they got the job done, and credit to Austin Olds coming on for a classic save in that situation for St. Clair.
Yeah, it was. It was really well done. It was Durham left a lot of runners on base, and I think it was actually more than St. Clair. Just unfortunately not timely hitting in proper situations. But but credit to St. Clair there with pulling out the win.
Ryan Mattis for the Lords threw a complete game and only gave up 5 hits. 5 runs, 5 hits, and will take a very hard loss for the Lords.
I think most of those runs were earned, actually, yeah?
I believe they were, yes, although there were a couple of hit batters early on in the game. But 5-4 for St. Clair as the teams line up here at Kinsmen Stadium as we get ready for announcements of players of the game. And this always takes a minute to get the information up to the PA booth, and we will sign off once we have been able to give you the information on that. So again, the final score, St. Clair 5, Durham 4. And here we go.
Player of the games from this game. First, for St. Clair, getting it is number 37, Enoch Watts.
Enoch Watts is player of the game for St. Clair, and he had a couple of hits. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game. Third baseman.
Player of the game for your Durham Lords, number 5, Ryan Mattis.
And Ryan Mattis was player of the game, starting pitcher through a complete game. One of his, I think, great start against a very hard-hitting team. He kept Durham in the ball game all the way. So Mattis is the player of the game for the Durham Lords, and the teams will now regroup and get ready for the third round of the tournament. The next game will be Durham against Seneca. That's an elimination game coming up in about half an hour. We haven't got an official start time yet, but I am guessing it will be somewhere around 5:15. But final thoughts, Jacob, on this game. Durham, 5:05 will be the first pitch. Correction. So sorry about that, Jake. This game, St. Clair did what they had to do. It was a nip and tuck game. They fell behind, but give credit to them because they rallied for 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning, and or rather the 4th inning, and held on.
You know what? It kind of shows how good St. Clair is. It's we already know that they're an offensive powerhouse, just like the Humber Hawks. But the good teams find a way to get the job done if something's not completely on that day. Ryan Mattis, other than the small location issues, he had a great game on the mound. Kudos to him there. And actually, really, all the pitchers on both sides had a pretty solid day on the bump. But it just shows that the very good teams, they're gonna grip and grind, and they're gonna find a way, just like the Saints did this afternoon.
So again, the final score here at Kinsmen Stadium, it is the St. Clair Saints winning it by a score of 5-4 over the Durham Lords. The next game at 5:05 Eastern. Eastern time. We're all in the Eastern time zone. Old habit from the national championships. I called some games. We had teams here from BC and Newfoundland and Labrador and all over the place, and we had to talk about time zones. So that's just an old habit for me to say what time it is. So it'll be a 5:05 start between the Durham Lords and the Seneca Sting. That'll be an elimination game, and that will be followed later tonight by should be a great game between the St. Clair Saints and the Humber Hawks.
Yep.
And I would expect that game is probably now going to be pushed back to probably 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight. So we'll look forward to bringing you those games later this evening. So, again, final score, 5-4. St. Clair wins it over Durham. Good afternoon from Oshawa.